Joining us now on Practical 365, we've got the folks from Commsverse. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
So, for people that don't know you, do you want to introduce yourselves? So, Mark, Philippa, Randy.
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm Mark Vale. I'm the founder of Commsverse, and Randy and Philippa helped me. I'm an independent Microsoft Teams consultant, been doing that now for a number of years. And Commsverse is a hobby, I can say, for me. And Randy and Philippa help out where they can.
So it's not the first time you guys have tried, though, is it? So, yeah, quite busy last year. And Philippa, you're new this year to the Commsverse crew.
Yeah, no, I joined this year about three or so months ago now. So I'm doing the marketing side of it. So trying to, push the event and, speaking to all the speakers and, seeing what they'll be talking about at the event and things like that. So yeah, I'm just really excited that the event's finally going ahead now, and it's just, next week now. So yeah.
And is Teams more interesting than you thought it would be?
Well, to be honest, I've spent, the last 2 years on Teams anyway, and I have actually, I did enjoy using it, and I found it as, really useful software personally. So, with this job, it's just been, really, it suited me well, to be honest. So, yeah.
And Randy, you've been super busy promoting things with the awards and stuff like that, which one of my podcasts didn't win, unfortunately, but a very, very good one did. So, Randy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, Randy Chapman, I'm a UC architect. I've been doing it for far too long. Got about 25 years behind me. My first job in tech was demonstrating shareware back when you had floppy disks.
That's a name I haven't heard in ages.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. Anyway, so I've been doing this for a number of years. Been doing Link and Skype and Teams. I'm a Microsoft MVP for the last 3 years. Blogger, YouTuber, the whole shebang.
Yes,
and I help Mark wherever he needs me.
Yeah, and it's been ages since we've seen each other in person as well. Because I think was it at a canal boat that I saw you last?
It was a canal boat in Amsterdam. Yeah.
Yes. Oh gosh, fun times. It seems like a life away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Commsverse then, because there's not many in-person conferences at the moment, and this is Teams focused, but it's a little bit different to some of the online ones and some of the in-person ones that are coming back.
We're all about Microsoft Teams. When we set this up, it was going to be just a single topic. It was going to be sort of mixture of Skype and Teams, but Microsoft are doing their best to get rid of Skype for Business Online and have done now. So we decided way back then to go Teams only.
Yeah.
We wanted to put on a conference that we would want to attend as techies, because we were a little bit tired of going to this sort of sales centric and the look at the future type conferences that were more geared towards CEOs and stuff like that. We wanted a grassroots conference that was focused just on Teams.
Yeah.
So we decided to build it. Obviously, we tried it last year, didn't work. Through many rounds of reorganization, I think this is the 6th time we've reorganized the 2020 event. So it's a bit like the Olympics. It's Commsverse 2020 and 2021. Finally getting it off the ground next week.
Yeah.
But we do realize that people can't turn up. We had some international attendees who were going to join us last year, who aren't going to make it because of the flights and the testing and regime that they have to go through and all that type of stuff. So we're doing a hybrid event, same for speakers as well. So we've got a global speaker platform that we're going to come over, but they can't travel either. So we're doing it hybrid. So we have a mixture of in-person audience and speakers and a mixture of online audience and speakers all together.
So it's up to you then. So, you decide what you prefer. If you want to attend remotely, you can. But if you are able to and are in the UK or can get to the UK, feel free to come in person. And there's still tickets left, I hear.
Yeah, we've still got a few tickets left. We're just reaching towards the end of what we have left now. So we probably stop selling late end of this week, maybe Friday. I think we'll be completely sold out. So,
just a few days left.
Tickets now.
Yes, I'll have to remember to remind everybody in my team at work, because I asked my boss about this. He's like, yeah, all of you can go. And me and Jason were like, well, we're going anyway. But a colleague in the team, she said, I'm going to attend, but I'm going to keep it remotely, her preference. And it's good that you can do that, really, isn't it? Because then you don't have that fear of missing out in a way. But there's some things that you can't do remotely, right? So it's not just going and attending sessions and catching up with people.
Yeah, so we look at this, we try not to classify people too much, but people come to an event for two main reasons. One is the content, one is the networking bit. I think if you're just in it for the content, you can join for free online or watch the content that you want to watch, participate in any Q&A like you would do normally in a Teams meeting. And if you want to come for the networking and the fun bits, as well as the content, then come in person.
So tell me more about the fun bits, because these are the things I've been getting excited about. So who wants to tell us about the fun stuff?
Yeah, so the £59 ticket price is 2 days entry, 2 different theme days, and unlimited food and drink throughout the day as well. We've also got an after day one party, so we've hired out the entire venue. If you've never been to Mercedes-Benz World, it's just a day out anyway. Take your family, go and have a butcher's. It's Cockney rhyming slang or something like that, I guess.
We're not actually butchering any meat. No cows are killed in this conference.
Yeah, so it's a showroom. It's a shop, so you can go and buy your Lewis Hamilton jackets and T-shirts and hats and things, key rings. But you can also look around all the cars. It's a showroom, so you can actually go and buy a car, a service center. But it's also a museum, so you got the whole museum, the history of Mercedes, including the first car. But on the fun side, in the venue, you've got F1 simulators, a whole bank of those, including little ones for the kids, which we probably won't have any occupied while we're there during the conference, at least not from our attendees. We've also got
Martin's really short.
Martin's pretty small, so yeah, you might opt for the kiddie one. Yeah, we've also got a remote control car racing track. So think about scale electrics, but think about the scale electrics you would have if money was no object. You know, it's about 15 feet long, something like that, 8 feet wide, figure of 8 track with quite large cars, and you've got a steering wheel, pedals, the whole thing, and a whole racing seat to sit on, and make it work. Podiums when you win, the whole thing is filmed, that kind of stuff. In terms of additional fun, so as I said, we've got an after day one party. You can wander around the venue. You can have fun in what I just mentioned. We've also got an escape table. We were going to have an escape room, but we've made it kind of more COVID proof. So trying to escape from a table instead of a room where you're locked in with a bunch of people that may or may not be coughing on you. Hopefully everybody's been fit and healthy anyway.
That's one that I guess has got to be seen to really understand it then.
So if you think, what is it? The Ann Summers party where you get your pink fluffy handcuffs and chains, and you all throw your keys in the middle of the hat, and you got to go find the one that unlocks you. That type of thing.
It's not exactly a key party, but
Okay. So if that's your kind of thing,
from the key party,
Randy, I'm gonna stop you and ask Philippa. Tell me more about the activities on the day, because I'm not sure where Randy was going with some of that stuff, but I'm sure it's in a good direction.
Yeah, well, like you were saying, I mean, we've got the escape table type thing, whatever we're making of it in the end, and then we've got the track which you can drive around and try and beat everyone on. We actually went down to Mercedes-Benz World again last month. We checked it out and it just looks really amazing. So I can't wait to try it as well personally.
So tell me more about the track then. So what's is that you drive around in the remote control cars, or is there an actual track there?
So yeah, you're all lined up against the wall, in the seats, and then you've got, I think it's remotes, and you try and drive your remote car around the circuit. But apparently it's harder than it looks. So I don't want to get too cocky and say, I'll do okay, because I don't know. But yeah, so there's things like that. But then there's also, awesome prizes and things to be won and stuff like that throughout the day. And just some things we're keeping quiet to ourselves at the moment. But you'll have to come in person to actually find out yourself.
So for the F1 sims, we've got 2 tickets to the Formula 1 Grand Prix in Silverstone for 2022 on Graps. So if you win fastest lap around that in the after show party, then that's what you can win potentially. For the figure of 8 remote control car racing, we've got an Xbox to give away with first and second, third prizes. We've also got 8 hot laps to give away throughout the event. So we'll put you in a car with a professional racing driver and scare the living daylights out of you going around the Brooklyn circuit.
Wow. So yeah, this beats some of the other venues I've been to. Where when you said a museum, there's a lot more to it than that. Then and a lot of activities, bit of a party, which can't remember what those are like at a conference.
I know, yeah. We've got a bar, and we've come up with our own little cocktail shot.
Yeah.
So you can have a bottle of Corona and a shot on us.
And I imagine non-alcoholic options, going to be
absolutely
available as well for those that,
Yeah, for those who don't want any alcohol, there's water stations around the venue.
Yeah. Okay.
And obviously soft drinks, and what have you.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
brilliant. There's options for everybody then, especially if you're planning on getting out in the car the next day and having a drive. You might want to keep it a little bit on the down low, but we'll see. It's good. Sounds very interesting. Anyway, so there's big teams focus then to look forward to, different tracks in different areas as well. So it's not just all about the tech, is it?
No, it's not all about tech.
Apps, development, adoption.
Yeah, so adoption, devices.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards. So we've split the days into 2 main focuses. So if we were to classify it, if you're familiar with the Microsoft session complexity, like level 100s to 400s, with 100 being sort of entry level and 400 being sort of expert deep dive. We've done a level 100 to 200 with a couple of 300 sessions in day one. So that'll apply to the sort of power users, the business decision makers, the strategists, and training, adoption, change management people.
Yeah.
And anybody who's in charge of running a team, whether that's virtually, hybrid, or in the office. And then we've got day 2, which is like we're calling it configuration day, which is more sort of techie day, really. So that's going to be level 300 entry to level 400 sessions. It's a bit drier on the content for some people, but people who want to get it under the bonnet and see how Teams works and what they can do with it from a management, admin, deployment, design perspective as well. We actually got a couple of case studies. I know we've got one virtual one which is already run, which is Transport for London, how they transformed into Teams. So go and watch that one. And we've also got somebody coming from EY to talk about their direct routing transformation using Teams as well. So come and check Federica's session out as well, because that'll be like how they did it. So we've done it in 2 parts, really. So you could pick which day you wanted to come to. Obviously, your tickets are valid for both days, but we realised that people might only really want to risk it for a day. So pick the day that you want to come to the most.
I'm sure it'll all be fine, because you've got to take your test before you arrive and all that sort of stuff. And we're pretty sensible in the UK for the best part. Yeah. It's not going to be like the World Cup or anything like that.
No, it's not all going to be hugging and kissing and throwing beers everywhere and stuff like that. But people
are going to be sensible, but it's controlled fun, I guess.
Yeah, it's controlled fun, but we don't want to be too restrictive in what we say. We're asking everybody, whether they're vaccinated or not, to take a test before they arrive, just for the safety of everybody and themselves.
Yeah.
But in the venue, we're not enforcing social distancing. We're not saying you must wear a mask, but we're leaving it down to everybody's personal judgment.
Yeah.
There's opportunities for everybody to make their own minds up and distance themselves if they want to. So if you want to wear a mask, feel free.
Yeah.
The session rooms are set out in 70-30 splits, so 70% full capacity, 30% sort of distanced. So if you're not comfortable sitting shoulder to shoulder with Steve, then you can also go and sit in the, sit at the other side and distance yourself from
No, it makes a lot of sense, because it's mostly professionals who are going to be there anyway. So people are going to be pretty smart about the whole thing. But if you want to wear a mask, you can. If you don't, it's up to you, because it's not going to be crowded, which is the main thing, I guess.
It's not.
You haven't decided to put hundreds of sessions in and ask millions of people to turn up. You've done. What I really like is you're not going to be spoilt for different sessions and you don't know which one's good, or you go in, there's too many. It's spread across 2 days and it's spread into some tracks. I really like the whole idea of it. I'm really looking forward to it as well. So
yeah, I think by the numbers it works out to be something like 60 sessions that we've got running 5 at a time. But one of the benefits of the hybrid, of course, is that we can record the sessions in Teams.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if the gods are with us, we'll have them recorded on YouTube pretty sharpish after the event. So even if you do miss out, you get chatting to a vendor or what have you, or to a few friends, and you miss out on a session, you should be able to catch up with that after the event.
Fantastic. Thank you all for joining us on the show today. I can't wait to see you in person next week.
Yay!
So soon now.
Yes. That's it. As long as Boris doesn't announce a lockdown.
Cheers. Thanks.
Oh, he said it now.
Thank you.